congratulations to her. Look at her come in.
I mean, I'm so excited. I'm on the verge of giving a rock chalk for her and her Kansas background.
Emotion. Look at the expression on her face, and the dream is becoming a reality.
3 in a row. No. A new Boston Marathon champ for 2025. That finish line and the laurel belong to SHARON LEKODI.
Welcome to Sportswave Champions Insight and Insight Mindset Moment. This is a session where we get a brief moment to talk with our sports champions and understand their mindset, perspective on both, and insight on both personal and professional life. Today we are glad to have SHARON LEKODI, a Kenyan marathoner who recently won the Boston Marathon 2025 and 2022 New York Marathon. And she has won several American college and they call them big time championships and many more. And she has many more titles under her belt. So welcome SHARON, and congratulations for winning the 2025 marathon and beating the defending champion. I don't want to say the name. Yeah, and other competitors. I know it was tough. I know you went, I don't think you, or maybe you'll tell me, I don't know whether you went knowing that you will be the winner.
No. No. I think like anybody, you just get into the competition and you want to do good and you want to make sure that you've worked for it, so you're going there to compete and just hopefully get the best result possible. So yeah, me going there, I just was ready to compete and put myself in it and see how it goes.
Yeah, I know you're very excited, and your team must have been very excited because that's what they were not expecting as such. But of course, they expected you to do well out of the training sessions that you had.
Yeah, they were very happy. And most of the time we were just like, because I trained here in the winter, and you know how that makes it tough. But we just, with what we had, I felt strong, and I just wanted to compete and showcase my fitness, and I was so happy that at the end of the day we came with a win. So yeah, it was very big for me and both my sponsor and my coaches and my training mates, and everyone was so happy. My mom, my family is really amazing.
To be honest, I was really supporting Helen. Helen is my friend, has been a very good friend for a long time, and when she was flying out from Kenya, I knew she was going for that.
Yeah.
And, of course, I met her during one of our sessions. I saw that she was in a very good shape. And I didn't see any reason why she couldn't win. But of course, competition is competition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
every day people get better and people get to study you. People get to, everybody has their own day. So congratulations again. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And I hope the coming ones now, they know that you are there.
Yeah.
And now they're preparing more. So you also need to step up your preparation so that they don't disappoint you again.
True.
Yeah.
And it's like, seriously, it's one of those, like, you said, like, it's competition, so everyone comes ready and prepared. So you also have to be like, no matter how it goes, you just have to always work extra hard, because now you have to figure out something in a different technique and a different way of racing and all that, and just be ready mentally to challenge. So
sometimes winning is not so difficult. You could just have a good day and you win. Now the most challenging part of it is now maintaining that standard of winning. Now there are a lot of expectations from you. I know, once you win, people expect you to win every day.
Mhm.
So as you've said, now you have to work more on your strategy, work more on fitness level, just to ensure that you
Yeah.
maintain that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of expectation, and pressures, and it just builds up, and everyone is like, "Oh, this is yours. You have to do this. You have to do this." But you also have to be yourself and know that, you just can't train to go win, win, win. You just have to train and be aware of, like, it might be a day that it goes well, or it might be a day that it doesn't, but just to
Mm,
be strong mentally, and make sure that you're just being you, and not giving into, the pressures of, like, you have to compete all the time, you have to be good all the time. So
yeah. Probably since you started your professional career, what is the major challenge that you've ever faced, and how did you overcome it, and how is it helping you now?
I honestly think, like, for me, it's just, like, sport, we just, like, I would say injuries most of the time. But, just being, like, at the top, like, after winning New York City, I was, like, really fit and excited and confident, and I was ready to go to the next one. And then all of a sudden, boom, you get an injury. And just, like, at that moment, you're so ready, you're so fit. You just want to go out there and compete, but then you get an injury. And this one just brings you down because you cannot run, running is all we do. And it's like, it's your profession.
Mm,
So, just figuring out, I think that is one thing that's always, like, challenging for us, because I think we just want to be ready to go all the time and compete and all that stuff. And yes, you do the things that you try to do to avoid injuries and all that. And I think, just, yeah, me being injured was actually one of the time that I was like, oh, and I had not been out that long. I was out for 6 months. Like, that's a very long time that, you start to rethink about, like, oh, is this really what I wanted? Like, it's just, there's so much that goes around at that time. And um so I think at that moment is just trying to work on your like, the things that you're building. You're just physically setting everything. So you're building your strength back. You're building your mental training and strength and everything. So you're just trying to get all these things to work. And yeah, I think it's like, it takes a lot of time, and you also need to have, like, good support around you. And yeah, then that helps you come back stronger. And and then when you come back, you just also have to know that you can come back and be in the shape that you were before. So you have to also be, like, very gentle and patient with yourself, just to get through that, and be ready to get back there and compete again, and get the confidence back.
now that you talk about injury,
Yeah.
for you, has it been? Have you taken time to study the type of injuries you get, if they're consistent in one area, or have you learned how to navigate your training so that you don't get injured?
Yeah, I do, like, I have, like, after every, like, the first few months of my build up, I have really to put, like, more strength work in, and make sure that I'm doing, like, mobility and all that stuff. So making sure that I have those even in my training, I think, help. And also just stretching and recovery post. I think that's been another one that's been really helpful to help avoid injuries and all that. But yeah, just, like, to see, most of the time we say, as an athlete, you don't really, like, even for marathon runners, I've heard so many people saying, oh, you don't really need to lift all these, you don't need, but then we do really need to, because we run so much. And, like, sometimes you overuse some of your muscles. So just trying to figure out that you're building, like, strength in those muscles, just to help you stay healthy. I think has been a key for me.
So have you had a recurrent injury?
No, no, no.
Or
So I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
so different areas of your
Yes.
body. So by having that overall strength, overall body strength now ensures or helps you to, to manage and maintain.
Yeah, yeah.
Since you started your professional career, what are some of the challenges that you face that you'd advise someone or an athlete who wants to be like you or where you are at the moment?
I would say honestly, it takes time to I would say like even I remember when I started professional running, I wasn't really like winning races or like I just was like being like I just kept working hard. I was never like top all the time or anything like that, but I just kept working hard and kept working hard. So I just like I would tell them like just believe in your training, believe in your the things that you do and believe in yourself because at the end of the day, you have to be ready to do all those. You have to have decided or like to have put yourself in it to to know that whatever I do today is probably going to help me maybe 2 years or 3 years down the line. And you might go professional right now and you just cannot like you're not going to get the results right away. We're all different. Most people will just start competing and they're doing so well. Other people will take time before they could get like the swing of things. So just be patient with yourself, do the work. There's no shortcut. Do the work. Like you have to really work hard and put yourself in it and have your mind in it too. Because yes, you can be training and you're physically there and everything, but if your mind is still not there, then you're not really um getting a lot. So make sure you're both like you're really in it and have decided to like work for it. That's the only way. You just do the work.
I was having a conversation with one of your competitors at the Boston
Yeah.
Marathon.
Mhm.
She runs for a club here in Kenya, and she was like wondering. There are people that have been with in that club training together
Mhm.
for the last 10 years, and they've never managed to
Mhm.
get an opportunity to run outside Kenya.
Yeah.
So, in such a case,
Mhm.
10 years, they're
Yeah,
just training and they're good in training, but they've never had an opportunity. They've never made it to get
yeah.
that opportunity to train, or rather to compete for the national team, or even to compete outside Kenya.
Mhm.
And in such a case,
Yeah.
10 years, no opportunity to run outside Kenya, no opportunity to be in the national team. What do you think would be motivating such kind of people? Why are they not making it to the team? Why are they not quitting? And why are they not
I'm
changing their strategy? Or what would you tell such a person? Or rather, what do you think is happening to such a person?
I think that's a tough one because Um, I don't know if like do they have like an agent or like a manager because I feel like for us in Kenya like even every time when I'm at home it's like there's so many of like runners that are like training and are always like working together like but they don't just do not have support of like an agent or like a manager that will get them races outside of the country. So I don't know in that case if that's the same case, but also still like is she like the person that, are you putting yourself out there? Like are you going to this? Because sometimes I guess we have to like also go to these races that are like come here, like Nairobi National Marathon, just go like I feel like those races usually like most agents and managers are usually out there to like look for a talent or something like that. So I would tell a person like I would just be like, just if you hear of an event or like something that's like it's gonna help you, just go there and just go compete. Or like any like you can even reach out to them and try to be like, okay, I've been like this for this long and I need help and just don't be afraid to ask for help. And I'm pretty sure that people would be willing to like get you to maybe a race outside of even Kenya and all that. So, but I know that's a challenge for sure. It's like there's not enough people to help our athletes at home to like get them races outside the country and all that. So,
You can just advise them to hang on and keep on working hard.
not
The
really.
time, the time is coming.
But I would also say like 10 years has been a long time, as you said. but like that person is also still very strong. Like that time you're still there and you're still working hard and you're still giving your best. So that is the person that I know for sure. Once they get a break, they are definitely gonna be
Yeah,
one of, yeah.
I was confused on what to say. Unless you talk to the person, maybe there are other factors that
Yeah,
are
yeah, for sure.
contributing to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allow me to ask this. Most of the time you train in the US,
Yeah.
and we see most foreigners also, some foreigners come to train in Kenya.
Hmm.
So you as a Kenyan, you prefer to train in the US, and some of the Americans have preferred to train in Kenya. What are the major differences that you as a person has seen in terms of, when you choose to train in Kenya and when you're training in the US? What would be the main difference? Is it the altitude? Is it the nutrition? Is it the coaching? What is it?
I think I can use an example of my situation. Like when I am in Kenya, like there's nothing like home, you know. It's humbling, it's simple, it's like the perfect place you can get the best training possible. So, and it's like for me, I find that very helpful because there's not a lot of distractions. You're always there, like just focused on the training and all that. And then when I'm here, it's like, yeah, it's still the same. And like where I live is still like altitude, so I'm still getting the benefit of like the altitude and all that. But then I also like I feel like here I have so many people available to it might not be like the training partners, but it might be like physios, you know, like I get to see if I need like a physiotherapist, I get to see one. If I need like needling, dry needling, I get it. Like there's just like extra things that help
Support.
you with recovery. Yes, yes, with recovery and everything more than we do at home. And yes, it works great and all that. And then there's also like I guess as you said, like nutrition at home, less we're getting everything, but we're not getting like full bill. I feel like it's here you there's just so many options of the things that you can have and the things that you can take and all that. And then yeah, like I'd say those are the two different ones. Big that
If
I
if I may ask,
yeah.
in terms of training program,
Mhm.
somehow tend to believe that a marathon training program is the same all over.
Yeah.
Is the same, the
Not really.
same.
No, no, not the same. It's different. It's a
It's
bit
different.
different. I would say here, like at home, you know, to go, we have there's a lot of us and we have one coach and and then he has to like take care of all of us, but we still get the work done. And here it's like not a lot of like people like there's like it might be like two people, like three people and one coach, you know. So like they're getting more of that like personal like it feels more personal training than anything. But it's also like the way they do things is different. We work out at home mostly it's like every other day. Here is like 2 days in between or like it's just different schedules and everything. It's like completely different, I would say. It's definitely not the same. Um, and yeah, yeah. The programs are different. The way they take like marathon pace and like, the paces that everything is just a little bit different from what we have at home.
So you say there you have a lot of support. The program is different,
Yeah.
but when you go to compete in these major marathons, still find Kenyans doing well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the program is working better. Kenyan's programs is working better, or it just now boils down to an individual's effort.
I think it goes down to an individual because yes, you can still have a really good program, but if you're not really following it or if you're not really being serious with it or like just, it's I think it's also is like the competitiveness of someone and how hard work and how they do it. So,
Uh, in your last race, when you were at the start line and you saw some of the serious names, past winners, people with good timings, do you feel nervous when you see your competitors? And how do you handle nervousness just before?
All the time. I mean, every time. It's like you see, even like when you're like when they put the names out the first time, like, oh, this and this are racing here. Like it's like the time that you're like, oh no,
Start
oh
list,
no.
yeah.
Yes, so it usually, yes, you get really nervous. I do get nervous, and even starting and even standing in the start line before the gun goes, you're still like, oh no, oh my God, am I like I'm in the presence of like all these amazing people and amazing runners, and in a way, it's exciting and stuff, but you're still nervous because you're about to go to battles, and you don't know how fit and how people are. So.
Marathon, I think, is the toughest race because you start like 10,000 or more people, and everybody wants to win, everybody wants to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough.
It's not, it's like I think it's also is a long way to go, so you can still like figure out things as you go. And then but it also depends. I feel like there's been other races where it's just like boom, let's go, you know? So
Okay, so meaning you must have a strategy, and how do you ensure that you run as per your strategy? And I would also think that every race has has its own dynamics. So is it that you have one strategy that you use all the time, or you work your strategy as per the terrain or the conditions of
I
the
I think as you go, for me, like most of it, my races is like the race that I go, I treat it as a new race, completely different. Um, because then it's like it's different competition, it's different, different people competing and yes, given like what race you're going to, then there's a different strategy you go with. It also depends with how the race goes. Like if the race starts out slow, then you have to know things are gonna change as you go. If the race starts fast, then you have to like figure out how you're gonna be holding on in the middle. You just have to like, I think it's like one of those, yes, you might have a strategy when you start, but somewhere in the middle, things might happen and things might change, and you just have to be quick to like work on it and figure out what you're gonna do next as you go. So
um, out there in Paris.
Mhm.
Did you learn anything from that race that you're using now in terms of race strategy?
Yes.
Is it something you want to disclose or that's your secret?
I honestly, I think it's like it was one of those that, I think I was feeling good and even had like towards the end I still was feeling good, but I just did not trust myself enough to keep pushing it. And I started to get hard, like it started to get harder as we get to the finish line. But then it's like, yes, I was still giving my best, but I think like part of me was like settled. Like I didn't like I was like, oh, they're gonna bid me anyway or like all that. And then later on, like we're finishing up and I was like, if I could have at least given a little bit of something, I could have, I could have been in the middle or something like that. But it's like one of those things that at that moment you're in there and you're doing it and you're feeling it and you're like, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. But it's like this the will of like wanting it so bad was is like the one thing that I've gotten so much better as I go. So
So the finishing part,
yes.
this
Yes.
the
Even
kick.
halfway, like half, like once you start to like 35 somewhere there, then you know the race is starting there and everyone is like ready to go. And so just being like in it there and being with people and being able to like cover any moves that are being made, I think is like the one thing that I'm still working on and still trying to get better at it. So
So if I got you right, you can get to gauge the strength of your opponents at the 35 mark or even at the beginning.
Yeah, like as you go for sure, halfway, like I feel like from like 30K is when you start to like, we're all like that when it's like you're starting to get positioning and all that. So at that point, yes, you have to make sure that you're learning or you're seeing how moves like what they're doing, like the moves that they're making and like the breathing and everything is just they all just like you just have to factor in so many things and just know when is the right time to go. And it's always not the right time. You just trust yourself and and go for it.
So how do you do this when everybody's just focused on where they're stepping? You don't even
Yeah.
look behind. You feeling people, running
Yeah.
behind you, some are in front of you. How do
It's the
you how do you maintain your focus and at the same time try to feel and engage, your opponents?
I think it's like it probably wouldn't be like a one-time thing. So you just have to go and keep like, you can hear their breathing, you can see like they're running foam and all that. And that's how you can sometimes you can and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, and like you get people like hell and you think they're tired and they're still not. She still can like to put another gear on. So yeah, it's not an easy one, but it's like it's you get to learn over and over as you compete. So
One person that surprised me and amazed me so much was Sifan. At the end,
mhm.
she's so strong, she runs like she's beginning or starting the race. So I
Yeah,
wonder how she trains on how to build that last mile speed and kick. Is
yeah.
there specific training you do for that, or is just what
I,
you?
I honestly don't know. I feel like it's for them they're still at like running in the track, you know. Like for me, I didn't stay in the track for a very long time.
Hmm.
I was in college, yeah, but it was a different like way of doing it. And I was more like a 5K, 10K runner. And I feel like for them, they're more like 1500. Like, they have that speed. So they've really like worked on it all the time. So they know what to do. And yeah. So
Do you still do some 10Ks just to push your speed?
yeah, yeah. I do. Even this summer I have a few summer like 10Ks on the road. That I'm doing in the next few weeks. So yeah, I still get those in the middle just to make sure that I'm still maintaining my speed.
Okay, as per your program, how many marathons do you do in a year and how many 10Ks do you do?
So I've done like last year I did three because with the Olympics, but usually it's like two marathons in a year, maybe two half marathons, and then maybe two or three 10Ks on the road, usually. But sometimes it also depends. I can add in like maybe a 5K, but like 5K, no, it's too. So yeah.
And give you the kick that you want, the drive that you want.
Yeah, yeah. It still feels like a sprint, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like a sprint. But at least still having that to just change things here and there, I think is a good thing.
You mentioned something to do with your mental preparations. How do you visualize your races, or how do you prepare? How do you just put yourself into that? How do you prepare yourself mentally for a tough race like now a marathon, not the 10Ks?
I do mostly on my runs. Yeah, I do visualize like and I try like when I'm doing like my long runs and stuff, I try to see it as a race, Sometimes not like I'm not running like racing. I'm still like just doing my workout, but it's like I try to make sure that I'm like putting myself in on my head and like, okay, this might be a race. How can it go? Like all that. So I think like just I use that mostly on my training when it's getting hard and like when things are like getting tough, just to make sure that I'm like staying in it and still pushing and making sure that I'm like aware of like, okay, this is how it's gonna feel or like this, all that. So um yeah, yeah,
One thing I've never understood with marathon,
yeah.
running for 42 kilometers, you feel pain, you feel tired, you feel everything, and you still keep on going. How do you
Trust
pass
me.
that?
The hardest part definitely is training for sure. Training for marathon is not it's the hardest. I think it's like you're there 2 months, 3 months of like, you're just training for just to run like 2 hours and
Yes.
20 minutes. And you just done it like 3 months every single day, morning, evening, repetition, repetition over and over. So in a way, I think like that's like the toughest part is just getting through training. And it's like even when you get to the race, you're like, if I went through all that three
Mm.
months of like the training and everything, this is nothing. This one I can manage. And but yeah, it's like the time I think, as you said, like I think even like that of just doing the same thing over and over and repeating and that I think it also is like a way of like also still training your mind to just be like, okay, this is gonna be hopeful and it's gonna suck, it's gonna be tough, you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna hate it and just being aware that you're working for something bigger at the end. And there's just like so much that comes out after you cross the finish line and you ran your marathon, whether you did well or you did not do well, you just still very proud of it because you know the work that you put in and you being able to get to the line healthy and finish it. And, it's always is like a win, no matter what.
So, so if you were to advise someone to do marathons, the hardest part is the repetition, just being able to manage doing the repetitions, not the race itself.
Just being able to to get the training. If you can master your training, I think
Yes.
honestly that's like because like you get there's like a time in the middle where there's like you've been like you have the you high mileage, like you just your body is so tired, you just don't even want to feel like going, but you still have to go. So it's like just the fight of like just trying to fight to get it done, to get it over with is definitely the hardest.
Talking about mileage, are you willing to disclose how many kilomiles do you do in a week or in a month?
Depends. Sometimes like when during build up, earlier on, I'm somewhere between like 180 to 200 kilometers per week. And then as we get closer to like once we start to do more speed stuff, then my mileage goes down, but I'm still maintaining at like maybe 180. But then the speed goes up. So like beginning is usually is like the speed is still not up. So you're just doing things to like build your endurance back. So usually it's like more chill, lots of mileage, but more chill than anything. And then as you go, you as you start to get fitter and stuff, it starts to get faster.
Do you prefer visiting the race course before the run, or you just go meet whatever you're gonna meet on the course when you're
Just go.
preparing?
Sometimes it's like you go and you see it, and then you're like, oh. Sometimes it's good not knowing. I think there's also like something there's something that comes with it. I just enjoy like not knowing. I just go and and it's like you're still gonna know like this. It's hard. It's like there's hills here and there and all that. You're still gonna read about the course, whatever. But no, I just rather just get in it that day and go for it.
Uh, Sometimes it has been very difficult for Athletics Kenya or Kenya team to choose or make a marathon team
Yeah,
because there's a big number to choose from,
yeah,
and they only require three per gender.
yeah.
Even you last time, I think God was on your side. You came in as a substitute, which was kind and good of you. I don't think some people would want that. They would say, if I'm not in the team, why waste my time? But you
Hmm.
see, things just worked out and you were part of the team. And you still
Yeah.
managed to do very well, coming position 4.
Mhm.
I think that must have been a very big motivator. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. In terms of now you are, I guess it played a lot of, it gave you a lot of drive during the last marathon. You knew
yes.
you could do it, and now you had that positive attitude and that drive because you came number 4, and That's all, all you need all you need to learn or to see, so that as a person you're motivated to even do better or work harder.
Yeah.
Do you think there could be a better way of getting to make the team, or rather getting to select a team that, let me just say, the best formula to select the team?
I honestly don't know. I think it's difficult because as you said, Kenya is just it's like it's the best in the world. Like you get every person like world record holders, like the best of the best times like come from Kenya. And I think it's just it's even I know it's difficult, but I honestly I can't know like trials will be better, but where is that gonna be? It's like still altitude, we're still in altitude, and it wouldn't be fair if people go somewhere else to do the trials. So it's like I don't know, just wherever way they
Whatever
choose.
happens, whatever how
Yeah,
they do it, just go with
yeah.
it.
I think for us is just to compete and do well, and just in hopes that the results that you show or like the competitiveness that you have, and that would be enough for you to get selected for sure. So
Now that you've been in one
yeah.
Olympic Games, are you looking forward to the next one? And is there any specific plan that you've put in place to ensure that you're in the team? Now that we're just
I
talking about selection.
Yeah, of course. I definitely, I still want to go back to the Olympics for sure. I think four was not enough for me, and it was great, yeah, but I think I need more for me and for our country. So, yes, I'm still gonna work hard, and yeah, my definitely is like looking forward. Everything now is just working hard and looking forward to 2028 in hopes that, then I'm still gonna be still strong and still competitive enough that, I get a chance, and hopefully this time I'd have enough time to get ready for it and be ready to go and compete and just um get medals.
No specific plan on how you're going to make it to the
It's
team, not winning the medal, just to make it to the team first.
It's yeah, make it to the team first, definitely. That's the But honestly, I don't think it's still like maybe 2 years from now. But honestly, I think it's just being like competing and being able to like just putting yourself out there and being the best you can. I think that's probably just being consistent, I think is gonna be helpful in, just maintaining performing well.
Um, while we were talking about injury, there's something that I wanted to ask, and I can still ask.
Yeah.
Um, have people commented about your running style, that it's a little
I
bit different?
Yes, for sure. And I remember the first time when I came to the US, like my college, because I was like one of my foot flares out. And
Mm.
so when I started, I think the my trainer in my school wanted to like help and see if we could like change the running form and all that. And we did, but then the more we worked on changing the form, the more I became injury prone. So then it was just becoming more like, okay, if we work on changing the way I run, then I'm like, it just changes everything because I feel like it's the way I am, it's the way I run. It's like just trying to change that to something else is definitely is gonna make it hard and more complicated than it is. So now it's just doing the light things and little things just to make sure that we're not getting injured and all that. So,
Tell me, does the shoes you use, there's this shoe they call the super shoes, does it help in any way besides the comfort, and does it have any advantages, or it's just the comfort of it?
definitely. Like right now, most people are like more focused on like getting back the energy return that you're using, getting that support that you're talking about, and also making sure that, the recovery between one run to the other and, how you feel after a race and all that. Like they all just like I guess before super shoes, it was just like it will take you 3 weeks or whatever to get recovered and all that. And this one you can still like even when we're doing long runs, you're still using the super shoe, but then you have another workout. So it just like I think it helps with like the recovery part of running and just being like you're getting that support and it's still like helping you. Even when you get starting to get tired, you're still getting the pop and the push to help you, still run fast. So yes, there's a lot of benefits for sure. Um,
In the track, they use the lights to help maintain the speed.
yeah.
In your opinion, do you think it's an appropriate way to make somebody run fast, or does it sound like more of assisting someone to run faster?
I honestly, I don't know. I think there's so much that people are like saying and putting out there that, and I've never been in a race like that that has lights to lead. But I think in a way, it's like it's more like it is helpful, I guess, for the athletes because that's how you've seen so many people running fast now. And I think in any way, it just almost is like a pacemaker, just leading you to, to the time. But yeah, I honestly like I don't have much to say about that.
An artificial pacemaker, not a human
Yes.
pacemaker. See, that's
Artificial.
where the confusion, that's what
Yeah.
confuses me, whether it's enhancing somebody's performance, through
Yeah.
technology, and
Mm,
because I don't know, but I think World Athletics would better, you explain to us how it's supposed to work in terms of enhancing somebody's performance.
mhm.
Yeah, to me, I would sometimes imagine that it borders like doping because it's an external thing that has been brought in to assist you do better.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, but that's not our call. Just comment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise, now, is there anything else that you would want to ask me or add to whatever that we've been talking about?
Mm, no, I don't know. Not
No
really.
advice, no advice in terms of training
Oh,
in Kenya, training in the US.
I honestly would say, I don't know. I love training in Kenya for marathon training. And I just love because I'm home, I'm close to family, I get to like get like, fresh food, like nutrition and all that. But then I guess there's also like benefits, like good benefits of training here, and there's more like opportunities here for racing, I would say. And I feel like going to those races really help build your profile and all that, and that helps with like getting into like all these like big races and stuff. So I would say that's the one thing, and that's like you get here more than we do at home. But yeah, I just would tell anyone that's like out there and training and haven't seen the result or like is still waiting for that, like just keep working hard. Your day is coming. We all have our days and we all have our moments. So just put in the work, no shortcut, and anything is possible.
Okay, now that you're a professional learner, does it mean whatever studies you did at the university are not, do you use them directly in your day-to-day life, or how does it work?
A little bit, I would say, but not as much as honestly I would have. And that's the one thing. It's like I've seen like most of like the people that I train with here is like, yes, we all did like we graduated and all this stuff, and even when they're done running, it's still like really hard to get jobs and stuff. And it's like one of those things that it's like it's like the world is changing, so you have to also be aware of like improving on your skills or like things like those. I think that help a lot. And Yes, I think like sports is a big thing, and yes, you make a living, and we all do this. But I think that it gets to the point where you still have like you retire, and you still have to figure out what to do after that. So
Yeah. That's the reason
yeah.
why I'm asking. I'm looking at the point or the time when you will be up and done with your running. Have you
Mhm.
already started planning on what would be your next rather engagement or course of, I mean, leading your life?
I've
Because
thought about
because
yeah,
sometimes athletes they run, and forget that there's life after running.
yeah, yeah,
So they are faced with that challenge at the end of the game, and most people are confused because they're not doing what they were used to doing. And if you didn't plan for the next phase of your life, I
yeah,
think it confuses and it becomes difficult even to fit in the society. So it's something that, as good as you are now,
mm-hmm.
and I know you want to run for the longest time possible,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also good to start thinking because sometimes you can get a premature retirement from running.
Yeah,
And if you didn't think or have a plan, then it might
yeah,
disillusion you. Yeah. That's the reason why I'm asking. I'm not
yeah,
saying stop running. I'm just saying
yeah.
just start to think on your next phase of life, uh, either through whatever you learned in school or business or even line of business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still
For
early to
sure.
think about it.
No, no, it's not really. Trust me. Time moves quick. Like we're already like almost done with this year. So, and running, like I feel like running cycle is just so short. You just finish with one and you're already thinking about the next one. And then once the next one is done, that's the year is over. So it goes by really quick. So, and
I'm happy.
there's never like a like too early to start something. So,
Is it something that you can work out with your sponsors?
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe part of your
Yes.
contract, you should start thinking about maybe your next contract. Start
Mhm.
thinking about those lines, even if it is investing in some certain
Yeah,
areas,
yeah.
so that whatever you've earned, your time and the resources that you build over time do not just go to waste.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Otherwise, it has been nice talking to you. I think I've learned a lot from you too. And people who are listening also, they have learned.
Yeah.
And I know you've inspired many. It's not easy to make it to the Kenyan team that fast and again get a good position. Yeah. And you surprised people when you won the Boston Marathon just the other day. I don't know how the timings was. It a personal best also?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But
2 hours 17 something.
yeah. Yeah. 1722.
All right. So if you maybe one more advice and then we just close this.
Hi. Thanks for
And
having me. This was amazing. I appreciate it. I just would say whoever is listening and looking up to, I just say, keep up the good work. Put yourself in it. Um, and just believe in what you do and believe in yourself and believe in the work that you put. So it will all come to fruition. Um, just don't give up. Please don't give up. And if you get a chance, use it because those chances comes once in a while and so whatever the opportunity or the chance that is given to you, take it and
okay,
use it to benefit you.
what's your the next big race?
Probably a full marathon. But now I'm getting ready for a 10K in 2 weeks in New
Interest.
York. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's my first week of workouts this week, so I'm not quite ready. But, just like just go back out there and, start competing and start getting ready for what's to come. I still don't know where and what I'll do, but I guess as we go, we'll know for sure. It's still early, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish you luck, and we'll be following. And count me as one of your fans.
Thank you.
Yeah, every race you'll get a note from me.
Okay.
And if you feel that you can always, when you have time, you can maybe drop me a line. Oh,
Okay.
I'm running next week, so
Yeah.
we can cheer as much as we won't be there physically,
Sure. Sure.
but we can
And
be together. Yeah.
true, true, true.
Do you have any question for me?
No,
General? No?
no. Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for availing yourself out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate the discussion that we've had. I know it is fruitful to me and to others who are watching. And I can just wish you all the best in your future races and in your professional career as a marathoner.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thanks for everyone out there and for supporting and cheering on for us. And it means a lot. So thank you.
Thanks. And welcome again.
Will do.
Yeah. Okay.